Alright, hello everyone. My name is Austin, and I personally like good company. So much so that I've devoted a week filling a notebook full of optimizations to try to make my game better. But decided instead of obsessing over the game and doing min-maxing, I should try to speedrun. So I'm going to do this first level. It's the campaign level 1, and I'm going to get all 3 trophies. So I'm calling it cmpn1 slash 100%. So let's actually get started. So the first 2 modules actually go pretty quick, within like 2 to 5 seconds of each other, and you can actually see a weird bug that happens if you fast walk into a table and start crafting. You actually float away. So that is the first module done. I am selling those, which completes the second, and now we are moving on to the cases, which is going to be the third. Like I said, the first 3 and honestly 4 modules go pretty quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause, hire an employee, and get him started on the cases so he can produce 2 modules, which is also a milestone that you have to complete. And then I'm going to go ahead and hire as many people as I can and stop once I hit 8. So I came up with this design after honestly hours of doing it, and also that's another milestone to complete the 2 tables placed. But yeah, it took me for not really forever, but I obsessed over this design for a while. And since you don't use logistics, or you can't use logistics in this level, you have to make them as close to the incoming zone as possible. So that is kind of what I went with here. Now I experimented with only using 1 assembly table to try to get the 12 a week, but I couldn't get it to work. Alright, so as you can see, I stopped and did the LED array people. Now theoretically you could place those tables and get them started, but I see the walking distance where they are to where they need to go actually helps. So as you can see, I'm putting the 2 assembly tables right here and connecting the logistics. And you know, there's a lot of ways you could actually optimize this run. I think my best time is actually 4 minutes and 8 seconds, but I didn't actually record it. You can see I turned those down to only accepting 1, because if you keep them at 15, the tables won't actually connect to it once you transition to the Mark II calculators. So I kind of see, I struggle with making sure all the benches get people on them. Honestly, it's nerves, because this is actually my first speedrun I've actually ever done. So really at this point, you can see I didn't make it in the first week of sell as far as the calculator goes, and you could have saved some time there. So that is actually kind of what we're waiting on. And you see I turned that single cell battery into a case because the Mark IIs don't actually use the single cells, and having a bunch of them just hinders your production. So I stopped that, and I'm waiting for that first one to sell. I stopped the calculator maker from making the calculator, and once that happens I continue playing, and then I start setting up the second one. Now, one thing I need to do is get better with setting my logistics, you know, using key bindings and making sure I'm connecting the mouse with where it needs to go. But I actually did that one pretty fast. I kind of messed up there, but in the end I actually got it going. But once again, if I'm not mistaken, no, actually I didn't forget any logistics. So right now we're just waiting to produce the 6 calculators. Now, this is a weird spot because you have to wait for materials to be crafted before you can actually build the calculators, and you could save time here, but I'm not really sure how. So we move on to the next one. Now the final milestone, get the 12 weeks, 12 calculators a week sold. Once again, it's kind of a waiting game at this point, so there's not really much more for me to interject. And I finished this on February 4th, so a month and 3 days after you start the game, or well, you start on January 1st. And you could actually do it faster. I feel like you could probably do it in 3 weeks. I'm not sure about two, with using fast forward and whatnot. But yeah, so there is 418, and you know, tons of improvements can be made. And I look forward to seeing your suggestions. But I didn't see anyone attempt this, so I wanted to share my attempt. So after that, try my time, bro. I'm just kidding, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing your runs.